When I was 18 months old, I'd gone into a coma. The doctors couldn't figure out what I had. They assumed that it was spinal meningitis. When I woke from the coma, my mother told me that I started picking up crayons and drawing nonstop. But I know that I've been drawing ever since, and I cannot remember a time when I did not want to be an artist. My choices in art school I felt were very important to pick the right path. I chose to be a painter, but the painting department was so weak that I wound up switching to sculpture. When I was in undergraduate school, I met a professor from Russia named Leonid Lerman. And this guy was instantly like my Obi-Wan. He sculpted and drew better than any American professor that I had or knew of at the time. I went to like 4 or 5 art schools at a time, trying to master the figurative art form. And yet it eluded me because art is a language and it requires a vocabulary and a grammar. And Leonid communicated that to me. I wanted to go to Russia to study where Leonid went to school, the Mukina Institute. In order to really get it, I needed to be there. I needed to immerse myself in it. I wanted to be not just the best that I could be, like I wanted to be the best. When I got to Russia, my whole world changed. I was the first American ever to go to this school. I felt this compulsion to try and be good, if not better, than any of the other Russian students around me because there was this kind of prejudice against my skill set. Foreigners had to pay. Russians didn't have to pay. And I just got better and better and better. I'd do everything I could to get as much exposure to as much knowledge as I possibly could get. And then what happened was, at the very end, my wife sacrificed her time at school to allow me to work on my portfolio because I said, if I don't make a great portfolio when I get out of here, I'm not going to get a job. So I worked even harder. I stayed at school till the last minute I possibly could before the last train would leave the station. I went through all this training, and the very last critique, group critique, the dean of the sculpture department said, Joe, from now on, you don't have to pay. He said, Ty nasz человек, you're one of us. For me, that was everything. Because I made it, you know? Like I was one of them. I wouldn't do any of the stuff that I'm doing now without all that I learned in Russia. Being an artist is the only thing I could ever imagine being. It's the only thing I know. It's the only thing I want to know. And if anything, I just want to be a better artist. Because I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface of my potential. And I think the kind of artistic training that I had brought me to that way of thinking about why I love being the kind of artist that I am today. My name is Joe Menna, and I know that my journey has only begun.